This is why doing what the best in the world do is a surprisingly bad idea. This is Eddie Hall, the first man to deadlift over 500 kilograms or half a ton. He's arguably one of the best deadlifters in the entire world. Notice how he rolls the bar in before he lifts the bar up, and he squats his hips down low before he lifts as well. Some people say rolling the bar in puts the object in motion, and an object in motion will stay in motion. And some people will say that squatting down low allows you to use more of your leg muscles to lift the weight up. And some people will just say, if it's good enough for the best in the world, it's good enough for me. It's because Eddie did it, or Ronnie Coleman, or Dorian, or Tom Platz. I've coached and mentored thousands of everyday lifters and professional coaches all over the world, and so many of them do things for that exact reason, because that's what the best in the world do. But why does he do it? Because he's got a big belly. Having a big belly and thick thighs makes it a lot harder for you to bend forwards because things are going to get in the way. So what you need to do instead is take a slightly wider stance and maybe a slightly wider grip as well. Instead of bending straight forwards like this, you need to reach the bar out in front of your body away from you, and you need to roll it in as you squat down so your belly gets out of the way and pressurizes up against your legs to help you out of the bottom. Next is a deadlift suit. If you're not into high-level powerlifting or strongman, you might not even notice the suit that Eddie was wearing or know what it does. It's incredibly stiff and uncomfortable, but it's designed to help pull you out of the bottom, which similarly to the belly and the legs can make it hard for you to get into the bottom position. You know when you get to the bottom of a leg press here and everything's all compressed and you feel like you're about to explode? That's kind of what's happening at the bottom of a deadlift. All that pressure's building up here is from the deadlift suit, your belly, and the sides of your legs. And that's going to help you push your way off the ground. But on the leg press, we have all this weight here pulling you down into that position. Whereas on the deadlift, when the bar's on the ground, you've got nothing pulling you down. So taking a wider stance and rolling the bar in is useful. But for us regular folk, this is a complete waste of time. In fact, rolling the bar in like this adds in an extra variable that's really hard to keep consistent. And if you roll the bar in too far or not far enough, you can really throw off the rest of your lift. So why am I telling you this? Success leaves clues, but if you don't have the structure, the size, the mobility, the equipment, or the genetics, or the background of training as the best in the world, there is a surprisingly small applicability to you. I do believe in studying the greats, but study their overall actions, not their specific technique. Eddie Hall's actions are all about personalizing things to his situation. It was in his advantage and within the rules to be able to use certain equipment and to get as big as humanly possible to improve his leverages and the assistance out of the bottom. So that's what he did. He has a clear reasoning behind everything he does, and he'd probably be the first person to tell you not to do what he does in terms of rolling the barbell in. In fact, if you look at some of his deadlift tutorials, he doesn't even mention rolling the barbell in, and instead gives you a lot of really broad principles that you can start to use to help with your deadlift technique. If you want my advice on how to apply these principles to find your best deadlift technique, check out this tutorial over here.